I'm Claudia Lash. I'm a quilter, and I also like to make patterns and sell my patterns. I'm getting a little older, and with that, a little slower in my pattern making. Some of the quilts I don't even make patterns for. But I did make a pattern for this bunch. This is called the Peachy collection. And here's a picture of the pattern. The Peachy collection is a type of quilt collection. Mainly these are wall quilts or table quilts. You could, if you wanted to, make a full quilt, like for a bed quilt. But the thing I like about these is when you make the blocks, you only make, doesn't take too much, you make 16 blocks or so. And when you get your 16 blocks done, then you could make them into a full quilt. But I kind of like separating them out and using them in different wall quilts. I did the same thing for a quilt a long time ago called the Butterfly collection, which were butterfly blocks. In the Peachy collection, these are flower blocks. They are made using raw edge fusible applique, so they're pretty easy. What you cut out of your square, the parts that you cut out, you fuse down to a background square. After you get your fabrics, your flowers fused down, there's several pieces to each flower. You've got leaves and flowers. Then you get to use your fancy stitches that are on your sewing machine. Most every machine today has a boatload of extra fancy stitches, embroidery stitches. You do not need a special embroidery module or anything. You can use the stitches that are included. And I think it's great fun to choose which stitch goes where and what color thread I'm going to use. You can use fancy threads. You can use just anything. The sky is the limit on decorating your blocks. Once you get the blocks done, then you put them together into for this pattern, you put them in together for this yellow, what I call the yellow one. There's a red bordered one, and there's a green hanging one, which just has the blocks hanging on strips. So it's great fun. I started this quilt before I broke my arm, and it did sometimes give me a little opportunity to do some sewing, because with my broken arm, I couldn't do a lot of the regular sewing. I couldn't cut with the rotary cutter, lots of things, but I could take these blocks and put them under my sewing machine and do some fun stitching on them. A lot of my other quilts like this, I add beads and buttons and any sort of other decoration to. I thought about doing that with these quilts, but I decided right now my hand sewing skills are not as good yet. Still getting the fingers and all to work. So I just left it with no extra beads and buttons. These quilts are also a great place to practice your machine quilting. They're small enough that you can do them on your sewing machine, and the blocks, some of the blocks you could use your machine to automatically do the quilting. But other times they're just not big sections, so they're fairly easy to do free motion stitching on. We are going to be in Paducah for the Paducah Quilt Show this May. I believe the show goes this April, not May, April 22nd through April 26th, or maybe the 25th, maybe it's the 25th. And I will have this pattern plus about 80 some other patterns there. And I will also have some of these samples to show off. So I hope you can stop by our booth. Our booth will be at the fairgrounds, and it's called Carson Hall, I believe. The booth will be at Carson Park, which is a part of the McCracken County Fairgrounds. I've not been there before, but it should be good. We have been in downtown Paducah. This time we're going to be at the fairgrounds, and we're pretty excited to be down there this year. So I hope that you can come and see our booth, Presto Avenue Designs. There will be other vendors in that Carson Park area. And I hear this year there's not going to be a shuttle, but still, I'm sure maybe you can get with friends and do some sort of a sharing of rides to get a whole group of you to come and see us. So we look forward to Paducah this year, my newest pattern. Oh, and one more thing. This pattern is one of about 5 or 6 that I do for a class. And the whole class, the class is called Embellished Applique. And if you are in the class, you can choose from this pattern, the butterfly pattern, fish pattern, which is called Rush Hour. There's a leaf pattern. There's 4 or 5 different patterns that can be used. They are all done in the same general way. So if you are interested in that, check out my website, give me a call or whatever. And it's a fun class to do too. So that's all I know about Peachy Keen patterns, Peachy Keen collections, and my patterns today.